what's up everybody? It's Omar. It's Sunday, 10:13 a.m. and I wanted to make a very quick video reviewing the plays that I have on my watch list for the 20th, for Tuesday. First up, CATV. CATV is up on some news. I think it had some positive results. Here I have the 5-day 1-minute chart, and here I have the daily chart. So the stock was kind of beaten down, and then it had this big rip, and then it's kind of pulled back, as you can see here. What seems to have found some support here at 155. So I have two key levels to potentially make a trade on. I mean, I'm not in love with it. I just have it just to kind of see. So if it can hold, if it can, right now it's currently at this 160 level. If the market opens and it retraces back to 150 and it can hold 150, I may potentially take a dip buy, because whole numbers are psychological resistance barriers. So if it can hold 150, I may take a trade on it. If it gets up to 177, breaks above it, pulls back and holds 177, I may take it and go long. Okay, risking off that 177 level. Okay, so those are the two key areas that I'm looking at, really, 150 and the high of day. If it breaks above high of day and keeps going, I'm looking to see if it potentially tests $2. Okay, next up, AKS. AKS is up on some I don't know, I guess there was some Congress passed something about infrastructure, and that caused it to spike. So right now it's at 614. Actually, it's at 595. It's holding that 595 level. So what we want to see is it going to hold that 595 level. If it doesn't, you can take a short, risking off 595 or even the high day 614. You have some key support levels listed below. So 588, or actually 587, 579, 569, and 550. I think AKS is one of those stocks where it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days. My expectation is that it's gonna people are gonna take profit at the open, and I think it's going to retrace back to that key level of 552, 550. They can hold 550. As you can see here, I think it could be a nice dip buy. Now each one of these key levels, you could be a potential dip buy. It has some good support here at 569. We'll see. Or maybe it just starts running. Now if it breaks above 614, retraces and holds 614, I'm looking to go long. If it gets to around this area and it can't hold, I'll short it, risking off 614. We'll see what happens come Tuesday. Trump is acting like a maniac today on Twitter. I think it may, maybe it may affect the markets Tuesday. I think, he's, without politicizing all this, I think he's really concerned about what may be coming down the pike. I think, not even, that has nothing to do with collusion. I think money laundering is his worry, and I think they're building a case against him. I think he doesn't know how to act. Well, that's just my opinion. Anyway, but besides that, I think, I think it could impact the market Monday, Tuesday, if he doesn't get himself under control. So those are the key levels that I'm looking to trade off of. All right. Next up is CYH. CYH, it was up on 5%, and it had this. It opened at 573, hit a high of 636, and then it just kind of washed. At the rest of the day, it started around 1150, and it just slowly just grinded down. Once it broke below the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, it just kind of just gathered down. Now it's found its support here at 599. So to me, that's a key level. If it can break above 610 actually and hold, I think it's worth taking a long. Looking to 636 to see what it'll do at that level. If it breaks 636 and holds, then I'll take it long. If it gets back to this level and it can't hold it, if you buy at 610, you definitely want to sell your position, but and then you could take it down short again. But if it breaks above 636, it can run. I mean, this stock has been up as high as $10, and it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days. So you got to think it's gonna pull back. Now, if it can't hold this 599 level, you can take it short, risking off 599 or 610, or even the high day if you wanted to. It just depends on your risk tolerance and what you're willing to risk. The next key support level is 590. If it can hold 590, you may want to buy a dip there. But if it, or 586, if it can't hold 586, which is a real key support level, then you could definitely take this short. And I think it probably goes red on the day. And I think it might get back all the way down to this 560, even 550 level. it has some support here at the 559 level and some more support here at 545. It could test that, but we'll see. So you have some key levels to trade off of. Next up is BLCM. There's only one level I'm really looking at this. Now, and I'll tell you why I'm interested in this stock. This stock was as high as $15 this year, and you see it's been below the 200 simple moving average, so it's been bearish ever since. And, in a few days it got above the 250-day moving average, and then it kind of dips below. But what caused my attention to the stock, and the only reason why it's on my watch list, is that it's had 4 green days. But look what happens here. There is a gap to fill above it, all the way at $8. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna get there, but if for whatever reason this stock can break above 668, which is the high in after hours, if it can break and hold 668, it's not it's not a bad idea to take it long and see how much movement you can get, because there's really no resistance above 668. This could potentially grind slowly, but it can get back up to that $8 level. We'll see what happens, but that's the only level I'm looking at it. I mean, in theory, if you wanted to, if it got back to like the 620 level and it couldn't hold the 623 level, which is like a support level here, I mean, in theory, you could take it short, and thinking that it's probably going to get back down to that $5 level. But it doesn't have a lot of volume, and, you just got to be careful, if you're going to take a trade on this. There's no reason why you couldn't short it at that 623 level. All right. But for me, I only care to look at this at that 668 level. Next up is RUN. Run. I like this because it's like on a nice channel. And Run, I remember when it had literally had this run where it was like it went from 5 and it had like 10 green days. It got all the way up to like 740 before, and then it got up to as high as 778, and then that's when it tanked. I don't know what's gonna happen with the stock, but the stock does have legs. It has the potential to move. So I'm looking at 2 key levels here. If it can break a hold above 688, I'm gonna take it long. If it can't hold 670, if it gets above 688 and holds, I'm taking it long. If it gets to that area and can't hold it, I'm gonna short it. Like if it breaks below it, I'll short it. If it gets to 676 and it can hold 676, I'll take it long. If it can't hold 676, I'm gonna short it. And I think you get back, if it dips below 676, I think this gets back to 650 and maybe even lower, because it's due for a red day. We'll see, but I like it. It's in this channel now, so we'll see which way it's gonna break. Next up is CLF. This is a stock that moves with range. It's been as high as $12.22. You have some key levels here. Now, what I like about it is that it's pushing that $8 level. If it can get above $8 and hold, and I take it long. It's a whole number, and it's a good entry. And I mean, you can get potentially a whole dollar move up to $9. I mean, it's done it before. I mean, look, on this day it opened at 810. It got to a high of 888 and a low of 807. So this stock moves with range. So I would definitely be looking at this. Now, if it can't hold $8, I would short at that break below $8. And then you have potential dip buys below here at 787, which is a clear support level. Can't hold it, you can short it, risking 787. Next dip buy potential is 776. If it can hold 776, you can dip buy it there or short it. And another key support level is at 761. Then you have another one at 750 and 740. So, you definitely want to look. I didn't put an alert here at 750. Actually, 750 is not a bad idea. I'll put 750. I'll just put potential dip buy at 750 or short rejection. Now, if it really can't hold that 750 level, then you may see a push back down to $7. Or short, really breakdown. I say rejection, but it's more like a breakdown because it's above it currently. That's just semantics. I'm just weird like that. So, yeah, so CLF is definitely something I'll be watching for. I think one day, all these things kind of pull back at the open when the market opens, and and people take profit, and then it's gonna bounce off one of these key levels. We'll see. Okay. Next up, GE. GE, it's a big name company, and it's been beaten down from $30. It's down to a low of $14.23. Because it doesn't. I think there's no dividends now. They stopped doing dividends, so that people are like, well, why I want to trade GE if they're not giving me a dividend? So that's why it's kind of been dying. You know, but if you look here, it's got to a high of 1523. In theory, that's all I'm looking to trade this stock. If this stock can break above 1523 and hold it, I'm gonna take it long. Otherwise, I'm not really looking at it. Now, in theory, if you wanted to, you can look to see, because it has this clear support here at like 15 bucks, and if it can't hold $15, then you could take it short. So you know what? We'll put another. We'll put another alert. We'll say, you know, if holds potential dip by 15. Or short rejection. So, you know, if it can't hold 15 bucks, then, you know, and I have 1501 here, I'll just edit it and just make it 15 just to be consistent. So if it can't hold 15, then you could take a short and you're probably going to get 15 cents, maybe even more. It has some support here at 14. If it breaks below this, 1477, I mean, this can get back to 1463. If it can hold 15, then you know you can take it long, because people love trading off whole numbers. Now, what's great about stocks like GE and AKS, they always have a lot of volume. So like even with a shitty execution brokerage like Thinkorswim, you can take a shitload of shares and trade, and you get executed quick because there's so much volume. So like, you know, these kind of stocks are great to trade if you want to grow your account with very little risk, because you get executed really fast. So, you know, you can take 5,000 share positions on a stock like this and get like 10 cents in and out real quick. You know, so it's just something to think about. All right, next up, BRX. BRX is up 4%. You know, had this nice move from 1519 to 1594. It's currently holding at 1594 level, so you know the deal. If it breaks above 1594 and holds it, I'll take it long. And definitely watch 16, because 16 is a whole number. If it breaks 16 and holds 16, then this thing can really move. I think, you know, it'll really move on Tuesday. Now, if it can't hold 1594, then, you know, you short that breakdown. The next up is 1577. If it can hold 1577, you can buy the dip. Otherwise, you can short it there. If it next level below is 1565, if it can hold 1565, you could dip by it. Otherwise, you could short it. And then this key level here, for me, the real key level is 1550, 1552 level. If it can't hold 1550, then it's lights out, and this thing gets back to 15, maybe even below 15. So, you know, 1594 and 1550 are really like the key levels to really look at to put potential long, dip buy, or short. All right. Next up is TMST. TMST is in this nice channel. So currently, right now, 1788 is the high. It breaks above 1788 and holds. I'm taking it long. If it can't hold it, I'm gonna short it. If it gets the next, and the other level for me is 1735. If it can hold 1735, I'll buy the dip. Otherwise, I'm gonna short it, and you're gonna get a lot of range back. I think you can get almost a point below this if it breaks below 1735. I mean, it's a key level here. 200-day moving average VWAP is right around that level. If it breaks below it, I think this thing is gonna break down. We'll see. You know, it's had this big green day, and you know, you look to see when it has a big green day, red day, big green day, red day next day. You know, big green day, red day. So you know, you get, every time you get a big green day, you get a pullback. So you know, you can do that. And if you want to be super technical, if it can't hold 17, because you got some support here at 17, what is it, 1759, you could technically take a short at 17, risking at 1759 if that can't hold it, you know, because it does have some nice support here at this 17, yeah, like 1756 level. You know, it has like a clear support in this area, so you can use that area too for a potential dip buy. For me, I'm just looking at it as those two key levels, 1788, 1735. All right, next up, FBR. FBR is, now this is interesting. So the yearly high on this is 1803, right? Currently it's at 1784. So if it can get above 1784 and hold it, go long. But really what you want to see is if it could break over 1803 and hold it, then this shit could probably continue up a lot. We'll see. I have an alert set at 1803 too, even though you can't see it on here. So I have an alert set at that 1803 level, just so you know. It just, for some reason, I can't won't show it here. But I do have an alert set at 1803. So put an alert at 1803, and if it gets to 1803 and it can't hold that $18 mark, short it, and because it's gonna pull back a lot. But if it can hold it, it's off to the races, I think. What I'll be looking to see is what's gonna happen Monday. If people are gonna take profit, I'll be looking for potential dip by 1761 or 1745. Otherwise, if it can't hold 1761, I may take a quick short. And if it can't hold 1745, I would, look to short it there or potentially dip buy. All right. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Next up, Hertz. Hertz is I have a love-hate relationship with this stock. I've made a lot of money and lost a lot of money. Probably broke even with this stock. But what I like about Hertz is that when it moves, and if it can get above 1974 and hold, really and really look at 1950, and if it go 1950, that break above 1950, take it long, because it can get to 2021, because it just does that. It's just a crazy stock. Now if it can't hold this level, 1947 1950 level, take it short and look to see what happens at that $19 level. Really $18.97 to $19 is a key level that you want to look at for potential dip buy. If it can't hold it, then you could take it short. And 1890 is another support level. Now, if it breaks below 1890, it's lights out. I think this thing gets back to like $18. All right. So you have some key support resistance levels for potential dip buys or shorts. Okay. Next up, CENX. CENX. This stock hit a high of got to a high of 24.77. It's kind of like bouncing in this range, so you gotta be careful. If it breaks above 24.77 and goes long, if you could hold that, I'd go long. Otherwise, I short, risking off that 24.77 level. The next key level here is $24. If it can hold $24, I dip buy there. Otherwise, I short it. The next key level below that is 23.61. If it can hold 20.61, I dip buy there. Otherwise, I short it. And if it breaks below that, 23.22 is the next key level. If it can't hold it, it's lights out. This thing I think, goes back to $21. So you can have some nice potential entries for longs and shorts on CENX. Next up, MULE, Mule. Mule, what I love about Mule, and what this to me, the key, this is my key watch here, because this stock has a gap to fill below at $25. If it can't, right now it's at 30.60, 30.30. If it breaks above 31 and holds, you could take it long, set the yearly high. If it can't, then you can short, risking off 31. Now, if it gets back to 30.25 and holds, you can buy the dip or you can take a short. And if you do, I think the next key level you got to think about is 30. Now, if it breaks below 30, I think this thing gets down to 29. Now, the key level is 29. If it holds 29, it'd be a nice dip buy. But if it can't hold 29, I think this thing gets back down to $25, and you can get like 4 or 5 points short in this. I mean, this thing got range to trade. So, this is a stock that I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Tuesday. All right. Next up, X. X, got some key support and resistance levels. All these, companies are moving because of because of what Congress is potentially doing with the infrastructure deal. If it can hold 45.44, I take it long. Definitely be careful 45.50 level, that whole number. That's something to really, really be careful of. You got to make sure it holds that to go. Otherwise, you short it. If it gets to this level, can't hold it, I short it. As soon as it breaks below this, I'm going to short it for risk that 45.44 level. Next key level here is 44.35, 44.36. If it holds that, dip buy it. If not, short it. And then you got key levels here, 44.3. So basically, if it holds 44, you take it long. But if it breaks below 44, definitely short it, and you'll get, I think, like 80 cents on the downside to 43.39. If it holds 43.39, you could definitely buy the dip there. Otherwise, the next key level here is 42.78. All right, and then you have two levels here below it of 42.43. 42.23 and 41.84, and then 40.67, which would be the low. So these are the key support and resistance levels that I'm potentially looking at for potential dip buys or potential shorts. But be on that lookout, especially at that 44 level. If it can't hold 44, take it short. If it holds it, take it long, because that's what people are going to be really looking at, that whole number to really say, all right, am I going to buy here at 44, or I'm going to take it short, because I think this thing is going to continue to wash down to like 43. That key support level of 43, of 40. I'm sorry, let me zoom in here. Of 42.42, or 41.84. All right, so be mindful, guys. And that's all it is, guys. It's just a clear support and resistance levels. I even took off the fibs here just so you can just have a nice clear chart to really see that support and resistance are critical to trading. All right, and looking at pattern recognition, this stock has had, it's been green 4 out of the last 5 days, and X, when it pulls back a lot. So be mindful of that, right, guys? So like, subscribe, share. I'm on Twitter, watchotrade. I'm on YouTube, watchotrade. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. All right, leave comments, let me know what you think. All right, have a great day, great weekend.